Welcome back to the Alchemist Collective. Today's episode is for those who feel like they have totally lost themselves, for those who are trapped in the cycle of addiction, for those who are looking at their reflection and not recognizing who they've become. Maybe you don't even know how you got here, okay? Maybe it started as an escape, just something to numb the pain, just something to help you cope with life. But now it feels like you've gone too far, like there is no way back. And I want to tell you something that might be hard to believe right now, but you are not broken. You are not beyond saving. And this is not where your story ends, okay? If you feel like you've lost all hope, stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me right here because today we are going to talk about what really led you here, why it is not your fault, and how you can choose to love yourself again. Because no one chooses to be an addict. Like, let's get one thing straight. No one wakes up one day and say, I want to be addicted to something, right? No one sets out to destroy themselves willingly. Addiction is not a character flaw. It is not a weakness, right? So why does this happen? Why do we use escape plan to escape the pain? Psychologically, there was something that you didn't want to feel, right? Whether it's grief, whether it's loneliness, fear, maybe self-hatred. And this substance helped you escape. And even if it was only for a moment, right? So you used to replace something you lack. Maybe it's love, maybe it's safety, maybe it's connection, maybe it's a sense of purpose, maybe it's failure. You use because your system failed you, society failed you, your environment failed you. Maybe the people who were supposed to protect you, they hurt you instead. Maybe no one taught you healthy coping mechanisms. And now you've become dependent on this escape, this drug, not because you're weak, but because you didn't have any other way. But here's the thing. Your brain learned to rely on the substance, which means that your brain can learn to live without it, right? If you can look back at the moment you gave up, there was a moment when something inside of you just broke. A moment when you stopped fighting for yourself. Maybe you don't even remember when this happened. Maybe it was the first time you felt abandoned. Or was it when you maybe realized that no one was coming to save you? Was it when life knocked you down one too many times and you just didn't have the strength to get back up? You didn't choose to abandon yourself. I think you were surviving, or you are surviving. And I can understand that, but survival mode isn't meant to last forever, right? And that part of you that you lost, that part of it's still inside of you, the child in you, the dreamer, the the lover of life. It's still inside waiting for you to remember them. You just need to get to the chapter of choosing yourself again, right? Now you ask, where do I go from here, right? I want you to understand that it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. You didn't create the pain that led you here, right? But I think you are the only one who can choose to heal because blaming the past won't set you free, right? only choosing to move forward, that is what will set you free. I think you need to face what you've been running from. The hardest part of healing is feeling again. That's the hardest part. The emotions you buried under addiction, it's gonna rise to the surface. And yes, it will hurt like hell. Once you decide to do it, it will hurt like hell, but you survived the worst of it. That's what you must remember. You just numbed it. But now you are strong enough to face it, right? You just need to give yourself some new tools. If you don't replace your coping mechanisms, your mind will keep seeking escape. So give it something better, like give it some exercise or just movement, like walking or dancing. Try learn how to meditate and do breath work, deep breath work. Buy yourself an A3 book and just start writing in it. It's called journaling. Go to someone that understands what you're going through. You need to build trust with yourself. This is the most important thing. Addiction makes you break promises to yourself, right? It makes you feel like you have no control over anything. But guess what? You can rebuild. You can rebuild trust with yourself. You just have to start small. You just have to do one decision at a time, right? For example, say to yourself, today I'm drinking 2 glasses of water. Don't make big promises that you can't keep to yourself, right? So every time you make a promise to yourself and you keep it, that is you healing. And you reminding yourself that you are still worthy of a better life, right? Even though right now you might feel like things have gone too far, you've gone too far, you've done way too much damage, like no one will ever forgive you, not even yourself, right? But I want you to know something that I taught myself is it's never ever too late. And that's a positive belief. And you need so many of those. No matter how deep in the darkness you are, you can still come back to the light, right? Such a cliche, but right? You are not the worst thing you've ever done. You are not your lowest moment. You are still here. You are still on earth, which means you still have a chance. You still have life. And yes, healing won't happen overnight, but what will happen is the moment that you decide that this is my choice, I'm worthy of saving myself, I choose myself, and you don't have to do this alone. If no one has told you this lately, I want to be the one to say it to you right now that you are loved. You are so loved. You are needed. The world is better with you in it, and you can do this, okay? You just have to choose yourself. Okay, if this episode resonated with you, this is your wake up call. Not in a way that shames you, but in a way that reminds you that you still have a future worth fighting for, right? It is time to choose yourself again, but take it one step at a time. And no matter how small it may seem, to believe that healing is possible for you, it will be possible for you. No matter how many times you've fallen, no matter how many times you failed, I see you and I believe in you. And I know when you're ready, you will believe in yourself again too. Until next time, keep alchemizing, keep growing, and never forget that you are worth saving always. I thank you for holding space with me, sending you love and light. Namaste.